If you're sparing the time to watch this video, then you're already aware that the law is going to require your organization to make changes and that this is going to need board level support. But for the avoidance of doubt, here's why it matters. The new law equals bigger fines for getting it wrong. That's the obvious headline here. If your organization can't demonstrate that good data protection is a cornerstone of your business policy and practices, you're leaving your organization open to enforcement action that can damage both the public reputation and your bank balance. That makes data protection a boardroom issue. But there's a carrot here as well as a stick. And as regulators, we actually prefer the carrot. Get data protection right, and you can see a real business benefit. Accepting broad accountability for data protection encourages an upfront investment in privacy fundamentals. But it offers a payoff down the line, not just in better legal compliance, but a competitive edge. And whether that means attracting more customers or more efficiently meeting pressing public policy needs, I believe there's a real opportunity for organizations to present themselves on the basis of how they respect the privacy and dignity of individuals. Over time, this can play a real role in consumer choice. And now is the time to act. Because while the General Data Protection Regulation builds on previous legislation, it provides more protections for consumers and more privacy considerations for organizations. It brings a more 21st century approach to the processing of personal data. The GDPR gives specific new obligations for organizations, for example, around reporting data breaches and transferring data across borders. But the real change for organizations is understanding the new rights for consumers. Consumers and citizens will have stronger rights to be informed about how organizations like yours are using their personal data. They'll have the right to request that personal data be deleted or removed if there's no compelling reason for an organization to carry on processing it. There'll be new rights around data portability and how they give consent. But at the center of the GDPR is the concept of broader and deeper accountability for an organization's handling of personal data. The GDPR brings into UK law a trend that we're seeing in other parts of the world, a demand that organizations understand and mitigate the risks that they create for others in exchange for using a person's data. It's about a framework that should be used to build a culture of privacy that pervades an entire organization. It's about seeing the broader responsibility and impact of your work in your organization on society. So, how can I help you address that responsibility? The ICO has a wealth of materials on our website. It's your responsibility to make sure that somebody in your organization is responsible for data protection and is reading our overview and our detailed guidance. And you'll need to be having a conversation with them about whether the law requires you to appoint a data protection officer. If so, that officer will need to operate independently, be adequately resourced, and report to the board. Finally, it's worth noting Brexit will not stop this law change next year. Organizations must be ready by the 25th of May.